Brother, thank you so much for being here today.
Absolutely.
First of all, what's the name of your company? So let everybody know, what the name of your company is.
Calanna Design.
I was looking at it yesterday, and when you told me what you did, I didn't realize that it was like that high end.
Oh, really?
I mean, you told me that it was high end, but when I saw the pictures, I'm like, okay, this is very high end. But before we get into that, brother, why don't we start? Are you from Vegas originally, or?
Born in Chico, California.
Okay.
At the age of 13, I'll make this brief.
Please don't. I mean, we have to kill time.
I moved to Sparks, Nevada. That's where I went to high school. Spent 2 years going to college at UNR. And UNLV had an architecture program, and that's what I wanted to do. So in 1992, or 91, 21, 22 years old, I moved to Vegas.
Okay.
So I've been here, 33 years.
We got my family immigrated here in '94.
Okay.
94. So we've seen it grow.
Oh man, there's like 600,000 people here.
It was a
population.
different. I don't think none of this was available.
Oh no,
none at all.
This was desert.
Desert, complete desert.
Total desert. Yeah.
So you come to Vegas. Are you married at the time? How old are you
No.
in '92? I mean, I don't want to disclose your age over here, but
no, I'm open book. I was 21, 22 years old. So I was born in '70, so I'm 55 right now. And so
why Vegas though?
Just because they had the architecture program, I wanted to stay in state for get good tuition rates.
So you're an architect?
No, I never finished.
Okay.
And I'll get into that as you ask questions.
Yeah.
But I was working at a cabinet company in Reno, and loved it. Part time. I was going to school, and just loved. I was hands on, and I learned to build cabinets.
Okay.
That was the most fun job. And then when I moved to Vegas, I applied to all these cabinet companies. No one would hire me. And then something I'd never heard of was a trades show exhibit company.
Yeah.
And a couple of them I applied at, and I got offers, and I went with one of them and spent the next 10 years in the convention industry till I was 31 years old.
Are you married at this time, or?
No. I got married at 29, almost 30 years old. So I was a little late on the marriage.
That's brother. I'm still waiting for my marriage situation to happen. And I'm in the 40s. So you're in the trade business now. So you came here in '92, so it's 2000, 2002.
Yeah.
About to get really hot in the housing industry. Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Because that was interesting. That was an interesting years for everybody.
So I started my company in 2001, and it was a different company.
What company was this, brother?
BWI Custom Woodworking was my first company. And the way I got started was I was literally doing side stuff in my garage while
you were working.
Yeah. And at the time in the convention industry, I was in management, and I was doing project management and engineering and stuff like that. And I ran a department, big company. And then I just do little projects in my garage for fun. And I hooked up with this company that did sales centers for all the new home builders. You name the home builder, they did about half of them.
Sure.
And so I started doing all these sales centers. Well, they were giving me so many. Finally, I had to choose whether I was going to keep doing that, or
When you say sales centers, you would go there and design all the cabinets for the model homes and all that stuff.
The topo tables, and then they'd have the plans,
the accents, and all of that.
Yeah, there's always even the sales desk for the agents.
Wow.
And so yeah, eventually I just wrote up a business plan and went for it. Quit my job.
How is that though? I mean, that must be like nerve-wracking. Are you married at this time, by the way?
Yes, I was married and I just had a kid.
Good for you, brother. Good for you.
Good time.
Great time.
Great time to just take a leap.
What year is this?
2001.
2001.
Yeah, and it was right before September 11th.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Yeah. So I was like 2 months in. I started in like July, and then September 11th happened. And I was in Home Depot picking up materials when I heard about
the crash.
Yeah, it's terrible. But
how did that impact a very new business?
I was so small at the time.
It didn't help. It didn't hurt you that much.
It didn't really hurt me that much.
Yeah.
I didn't have a ton of business, so.
You know, it's funny that you say that you were so small at the time because I'm in real estate and I see all of these changes with the market, and it's just like any market, there are cycles that come into play, and when things get tight, that's when I go, man, I'm so glad that I'm not that big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's still, the overhead is there, but it's not as big as if I was a little bit bigger.
Absolutely.
And that's when you go, oh, well.
The bigger you get, it's a monster. It's got to be fed.
It's got to be fed.
Yeah.
So tell us about that, brother. It's now 2001, 9/11. You're getting your business started. And you're working with builders at this time.
Working with builders, and then just started getting a little network. You know, Vegas. It's all
about network.
It's all network.
How
even today, we do zero advertising. Well, I shouldn't say we never. Calanna Design has never advertised. BWI, we did a little advertising.
Let's get into that a little bit.
Okay.
Because advertising in a business, if you talk to most business owners, there's a budget for it. Everybody says you should invest a little bit of your revenue towards advertisement to grow the business. You're telling me that all of your business has been
word of mouth,
networking.
Yeah,
that's incredible, brother. That speaks volumes of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's also very stressful because you cannot screw up a job. And I tell my people that all the time. Mistakes are made, and of course, it's how you handle it, how you fix whatever situation you're in. But you have to deliver 100% of the time.
But you don't have that yet in 2002, 2003.
Not yet.
Not yet. You're working for all of these connections that you have developed. Then 2005 is the hottest market in the United States as far as real estate is concerned.
Yeah.
How does your business explode at the time?
It exploded. I think it started even 2003, 4, and then we were on fire at 5 and even 6. We bought a building. I mean, we went from a nothing business, and I only use numbers just to give people an idea of scale. I think in a year and a half, I did revenue. I did 1.1 million. And then by 2005, I think we were up to 3 million.
Wow.
And then I think we actually got up to a little over 3.4 or something like that.
How was your life then? Were you expecting this kind of success real quick? Did it get you by surprise? How were you handling it?
I totally surprised. I don't know that. Doing that kind of volume just never even crossed my mind. It was just step by step. We were there.
In 2005 is when I started real estate. Right.
Oh,
it was right when I started. So it was it was like
it was times.
Well, this
for a minute.
It could have killed me because it was such an inflated. It was not a real market for a real estate agent.
Yes.
So it was very easy. Everybody was a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I was going to the 7-Eleven to buy whatever, and the guy at the 7-Eleven is like, "Hey, you want to buy a house? I also do real estate." Everybody was a real estate agent, which was great.
Yeah.
But when I started, I remember that I said, because I was 24 years old, a musician that I've never made really any kind of substantial money like real estate. And I remember I was so cocky, as you are, as a 24-year-old can be, right?
Yeah.
And so
it's going to happen.
Inexperienced about life. But I remember I said, by the time I'm 35, I'll be retired.
Yeah.
Brother, I mean, if I've said some wrong things in my life, I mean that was.
Don't you wish you could go back in time and give yourself a little advice?
Hey,
buddy, relax a little.
Brother, I remember parents came to me and they go, Chris, we want to talk to you. And my parents have been a pillar in my life in every sense of the word. They've been super supportive on everything, but they pull me aside and they go, Chris, that's not how it works. Yeah. You need to save money. You need to, and I go
save money.
And I remember I had just watched The Secret. I don't know if you've seen The Secret.
Oh yeah,
The Secret had just came out and think positive and you think positive things.
Yeah.
Well, thinking positive is cool if you work. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I remember that was those were some definitely different times. 2005, your company is blowing up. You're doing 3x what you started doing. Mm-hmm. How's your health? Because I remember when I'm very busy, my health starts to lack. I was smoking a pack a day and eating very badly throughout those years.
I was under a tremendous amount of stress. Too much, too quickly.
Let's get into that, brother, because a lot of people don't talk about, everybody, when they talk about the success that, some success like that happened, and I've been lucky enough to meet people like you and other people that are very successful. And when we talk about stress, everybody goes through the same. It's like, yeah, man, it's real.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it?
Well, back then, so I had 2 kids at this point. In 2005, I had my daughter as well. One way I dealt with it, which was a positive way, is I'd come home and spend time with my kids. They made the world go
100%,
away.
Yeah.
Playing Barbie dolls with my daughter
100%.
Baseball with my son, and that just stress was gone. And then you had what a typical 35-year-old would do: drink, hanging out with buddies, not exercising.
Brother, you're preaching to the choir. 2005,
getting fat.
Then we get into what's historically been the market crash of. I mean, people call it 2008, but I remember 2006 and 7 started to get really kind of questionable. Out there. Guide us. How did your business change through like a crisis in the United States, especially here in Vegas?
So we had purchased a facility, a building, like 15,000 square feet.
Okay.
And we finally moved into it. We waited forever for the build out. You know how construction is.
Sure.
Taking forever to finally 2007 we move into the building. Just in
timing
time.
Is so right.
Yeah. Got all set up, and at the time we were still doing well.
Okay.
And I'm seeing other cabinet companies going out of business, big builders. I won't name any names, but going out of business, and we're like, oh, well, we're okay. And so it wasn't until like 2008, even 2008 and a half, that we started feeling all of a sudden, it was, I always say, it's like someone just shut off the spigot.
They don't let you know either. It's just immediate. Yep.
And it wasn't, our sales, our revenue dropped 10 or 20%. No, it dropped 70%. 75%. I couldn't sell a job to save my life. And
are you doing sales at this time while you're on this?
All sales. I had, people who did design. I had production manager, and I had a team. So I was pretty much just sales at this time, and it It was immediate, and it was fast. There was nothing I could have done to prepare for that.
No.
And I had the building, and I had also purchased 2 other houses. So I had 3 houses, a building, all this real estate, which, shortly after, you find out that whatever you paid for it is
It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
By a lot.
And that was, I remember the day, I distinctly remember the day I woke up in the morning and I told my wife, I feel like this dark cloud over me. And I just realized I'm going to freaking lose it all.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing I can do. There's no income.
How is that for, you mentioned your wife and your kids, and that's like a heavy burden when you have that going on, but also you have employees that you feel responsible for.
Yes.
At that 35, bro, that's a very young age to be going through all of that stuff. How? Tell me what happened next. I mean, what was your wife?
To block out the memories.
Sorry, bro.
No.
Believe me, it'll get better.
Totally
The questions will
fine.
get better. The questions will get better.
Totally fine. The layoffs. We had to vacate our building. We went, found a little warehouse, moved our whole operation. Very hard on the marriage.
Sure. 100%.
By the way, my wife has always done my books. She's
Part of the business.
She's more the controller. She's not like a bookkeeper. She does a lot financially. So she and I were in it together.
Well, that's a good thing because she understood it as well. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, she was kind of inside of it as well. What's does this company go under? I mean, at one point, it goes. How long does it take for you to decide to shut it down?
Somewhere around 2009. It
went fast.
We had to BK everything.
It went fast.
Yeah.
That's
it was horrible. The most horrible. I had perfect credit my whole life.
Yeah.
I was never late on a bill.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden.
That also messes with your head a little bit.
Oh, it does.
It messes with your head.
It does.
But the system is designed to get bounced back. So now you're BKing. You have 2 kids.
Yeah.
36 probably at this time, right?
Yeah.
Where are you, brother? What's your mindset? How are you gonna?
I still have a small shop doing small things.
So you're still continuing doing your gig?
Yeah, and I had just a very small group of people. I was up to at one point I think 40 employees. Wow. I was down to 4.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's it.
And I love these guys. A couple of them, actually 3 of them I still have to this day.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
And loyal, and I'm loyal to them, and love these guys. Anyway, they stuck with me. I invented a product called the Ledge Locker.
Okay.
And it was, I kind of developed it through doing work for customers, and it was a floating shelf, kind of like a little thicker, and with a magnetic lock, and it dropped open. It was a secret place to hide. Have you seen it?
I've seen it. Is that you?
It's most likely a copy of my patented product.
No shit.
But I invented that in 2000, or I got my patent in 2011.
How, brother? How, like?
I spent hours designing and prototype, and because it was not just the whole shelf and concept, it was the lock. It was a proprietary lock, the magnetic lock. And so
this is happening while you're down to 4 employees. You have a little warehouse. You've downsized tremendously, and you're trying to survive at this point.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on?
That's what's going on.
Okay.
And, had I just continued to stay busy, I probably wouldn't have pursued that invention.
What got into your head? Because, bro, this is very interesting to me because you're working, you have a family, you need to pay the bills,
Yeah.
but yet you have this idea of this thing that you've been because of years of experience. But were you thinking that it was going to get picked up? Like I'm assuming it became a success because obviously there's copies.
It was.
Of
it was crazy successful.
Tell us about that. That's great. See, I told you it was going to get better on the conversation.
yeah. We're starting to.
We got to start, like, a little bit.
I really believed in it. I really believed this was going to be a hot item.
What did your wife say at that time when you were spending this time on that? I don't know if you spend. I don't even know how much that cost. I mean, patent and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you have to get involved into some.
Oh yeah,
lawyers and stuff, money and stuff like
lawyers
that.
Lawyers and just product development.
All of
R&D is expensive. Yeah.
What was your wife saying?
Doing
all of that.
She was supportive, especially when she started seeing that, we had some kind of test things that and people were
responding to it.
Responding. We debuted it at a trade show, and we sold, I think, $80,000 in these things, and our booth had a crowd around it. Just you couldn't even walk through. They were bringing photographers over.
Did you know then that you had made a hit?
Yeah,
you knew that. This was like Michael Jackson. That, is right and beat it.
The response of people were just, "Oh my God, this is amazing." It was just a cool thing.
What year is this, brother? What?
Probably around 2000. Oh, it was 2012.
Oh, so by then you have stayed with your small company.
Yeah.
Continue working and developing. How long did it take for you to, from idea to actually being on the booth? How long was that?
At least 3 years.
Okay. Shit, that's a long time. That's a long time.
Took a long time. I mean, the first stages of my concept and to what it ultimately became was just night and day. Just
right.
And hours and, just trying this and trying that. And, it took a while.
So you develop this, you patent this, it becomes a huge success. Mm-hmm. When did you start to, how did the transition for you, or when did you start your new company?
2013, I started Calanna Design, and it was because a lot of my, so I stepped out of, at some point, especially when Ledge Locker really started exploding, I stopped doing cabinets altogether for a couple of years.
And you develop all your time into Ledge Locker?
Yeah. I mean, our entire production facility was set up, production line, just producing these things. And
so you're the one who actually made them?
Yes, I'm the guy. You'll see them all over the internet.
No, they're all over the brother. They're on my TikTok feed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay,
yeah.
So they have to pay the patent.
No,
they don't.
That's why I found out. So it's pretty messed up. So when I found out, you can get a patent. That's great. They cost about $15,000.
Yeah, right.
And then when someone infringes on your patent, that's where you have to spend. My attorney, the first company that infringed on my patent, I was in another trade show. The owner came over. They're in a booth a ways down. They had relatively a similar market, not a similar product. They came over. Oh, how cool! Year later, they had their own.
Yeah, their own version.
And I call my attorney. I'm like, we got to sue these guys. Send them a letter. We sent them a letter, and they pretty much told us to piss off, do something about it. So I said, well, let's do something about it. And my attorney said, well, it's going to cost $40,000 to $80,000 to sue them. Then if you get a judgment, the chances that you actually collect on it.
Yeah, then you have to collect, which,
they could just
drag it.
BK and...
Well, that kind of... that
And you want to talk about just deflating. It's like, and then another company pops up online and another one. And I'm like, and they're not huge. If it was like, someone had on samsclub.com or Costco, they had,
then you could.
I would want to sue
you
that.
could go them.
Yeah. But they're like little companies that were doing these.
So how does that affect your business at all? Because you have competition, but you are the original, and people will always go for the original.
Yeah,
and that's the quality and all that stuff.
And our quality was but people don't
Sure.
Either you appreciate quality
or you don't.
Or you don't. And there's all these other ones were less, and it took a huge chunk out of my business. And kind of at the same time, I'm getting calls, can you do my kitchen? Can you?
And then in the same time, you're still doing, you're still getting all of this.
The market's kind of coming back a little, and so I reinstated my contractor's license and opened up Calanna.
I was looking at your Instagram, and you do some incredible, like super beautiful high-end finishes and cabinetry, brother.
Thank you.
Who designs this stuff? How does that work?
It's a combination. So first of all, we do, and we're one of the only company I know of in town that does this. We do commercial and residential. Mm-hmm. There may be others. I just don't. You're usually either commercial or residential.
Sure.
And I kind of combined with this other company who was a commercial. I won't get too much into this, but and the owner there sold commercial. I did residential. We kind of combined. But there's several ways. So when it comes to residential, usually me and as a sales guy and I have designers, and we usually design, the cabinet or the house.
I'm a client. I call you. Mm-hmm. I have a house. You come in with your designers. I tell you my ideas. Mm-hmm. They draw it. You show them to me on a rendering. I'm assuming, or how does it on the rendering? Mm-hmm. And then the process goes there. From what I saw, the kind of properties that you're doing are multi-million-dollar properties. Mm-hmm. How long, brother, does it take to do I saw this amazing kitchen, and I go, okay, well, how long does it take for you to design from the sitting down with the client, telling about what do you want until done?
Well, and actually that type of project, where it's us, we're doing the whole design, everything. That's only a couple weeks. Wow. Most of the really high end ones, though, the customer has an interior designer.
Yes.
So we'll work with the interior designer on the design, or there's certain interior designers who will give me a design and say, this is what I want. And I was just going to say, in the commercial, it's totally different. You get a set of plans, it's already designed, and you just bid it.
Right. You have to find.
So there's a few different ways that.
What do you like best?
I like designing.
Yeah.
I love designing.
Yeah. But in regards to commercial or residential, obviously residential, you have a little bit more of designing capabilities than in a commercial.
Yeah.
No, brother, I was looking at that stuff and I go, that's great, but 2 weeks, that's super fast.
I mean, it can be longer.
I get it.
Depends on the scope.
It depends on the scope of the situation. So now it's 2012. You started with this. Mm-hmm. How many employees do you have now?
Maybe 6 or 8.
You kept it super lean.
Very lean. No debt.
Well, let's talk about that, because you have a very good schooling from the previous company to this company.
The best schooling in the form of a deep scar.
Well, I don't think. By the way, I was just talking to another agent that is going through a hard deal right now, and she's a new agent, but I was kind of letting her know this is the schooling. I mean, this is they don't teach you this. They don't teach you this in school.
Yeah.
This is how we learn. How valuable has it been, brother, for you to go through those things at such a young age too? Now in a successful career.
Thank God I had time to recover.
Yeah.
Thank God I was young enough that if that happened now, I think I'd just go get a job afterwards. But I had the energy and the willpower to do it again.
I always like to talk about when stuff like that happens, and you kind of mentioned it already. How is the support? How important it is to have somebody in your family, in this case, your wife, supporting your
it's everything.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah.
And she and I work together. I mean, she at one point she went out and got a job. I mean, she did what she needed to do. She's been there with me every step of the way.
Super important.
Yeah, she's my wife, my buddy.
Absolutely.
My love.
Have I met her, brother?
No, she works out in the morning.
Okay. Like
I'd love for you to meet her.
I would love to. I would love to. Morning, like what time? Have I seen her with your daughter? Maybe.
Yeah, she works out like she goes 7 a.m.
Oh no! Oh yeah, I would never. I would.
Yeah,
I would never, no. No, I mean, I had a hard time
You
coming
don't know
in.
it's 7 a.m.
No,
right?
bro, I had a hard time coming in here today. I'm like, man, I'm gonna call him. Could we move it up a little bit? And I'm just kidding. So now you have this amazing company, brother. I met Brian at the gym. Brother, you look great. How important has it been for you to keep the stress level down? We've touched a little bit on you going through all these hard times, but let's talk about the mindset that you gotta have when things are going bad. The everyday grind. Do you ever doubted yourself when things were going hard? Was there any ever doubt?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd like to say no.
Okay.
But I think I did.
Yeah.
I wondered whether I was doing the right thing. Should I just go out and get a job like everyone else?
I think about that every day.
It'd be so much easier.
Well, it's a conversation that a lot of friends and I have when it comes to when something goes hard in the business. Which, by the way, if you're self-employed, it happens every other day.
All the time.
And then I go, man, getting a job, man. I mean, it's like, I get home after 5 and then I don't have to think about it, which is something that we don't have we really don't have that luxury. Are you, now with the success that you have and with a more established company, can you disconnect a little bit?
Yes, for sure. I think I've matured. I've learned a lot of lessons like we talked about. Things don't affect me. And once you go through, I mean, it was black devastation in 2009.
Oh, I love it. No, I don't love it, but I understand it.
Yeah,
I understand it.
And it's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Is that a true statement? I guess it is.
So true. Anyone out there who's going through a rough time, get through it.
It's gonna pass.
Your situation will change. Yeah, stay with it.
You're staying positive. It's easier said now that you're in a better position, but while you're going through it, it's how do you go to sleep? You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? How do you go to sleep? How do you wake up? There's a lot of things that go down when you're self-employed, and when things slow down, brother, how do you keep motivated? What do you tell yourself? Because like I'm pretty sure in every industry there are cycles where things are a little bit busier or stuff like that. Because of the background that we have now on the stories of, do you ever think, man, I don't want to go back into that place? Is that a driver for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have definitely some fears of doing certain things.
Yeah.
Getting overextended. I will never buy, as a business, buy a building again. You're locked into that building. I will always lease, and there will be people out there who will say, "Come on, you can afford it."
Especially in today's environment, leasing is a situation that is more viable to do. 100%. Yeah.
But I want the ability to contract and expand. So, what was the question again?
No, I mean, like, I totally forgot what the question was too. But the when things are down, like when
how do you
stay positive
motivated?
motivation, or is there such a thing, or you just keep doing what you're supposed to do and
I
keep
think
going?
just and since I started Calanna, there hasn't been a lot of down, but there's been gradual growth, and quite a bit of it healthy growth, not skyrocketing growth like I experienced.
Yeah.
As a 32-year-old.
Yeah, right. Well, but isn't it funny how things work? Because, I mean, you're still very young, but I think the schooling that you had at such a young age put you in a place where you go, yeah, I can, we can
get through.
We can get through anything at that point.
And I love sharing it with people because I would hate for my experiences just to stay with me. Any other business, if anyone wants to hear about it, I will tell them.
Brother,
I'd love to tell
I'm
them.
loving this. Is a great conversation. I'm enjoying it. Thank you so much. What is your growth looks like for you for your business as of now?
So we had tremendous growth, like $1 million a year for 3 or 4 years in a row. And then last year we slowed down a little, which I wanted because $1 million a year growth is not.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
And you can get in trouble. And I was nervous, but we got through all of it. Now we have nice steady growth. I don't know what the percentage is, but we'll do a little bit more this year than we did last year. Healthy growth. And that's what I want to continue doing, just healthy growth. And I'm 55 years old. I've got some managers who are 60, early 60s. They will be retiring. And we've really structured our company around these 3 managers of mine who are retiring. We have great 401k, and we have guys who are going to take their place.
I was going to say, do you already have a replacement for?
And I have a replacement for me.
As you know that you're looking at ahead. You're looking at your business ahead, which is very smart. When did you decide to get that into place, brother? When did you started to say, you know what, my business is growing to a place where I can start doing all of these moves? When did that move came about? Was it always in your head, or did you see it as?
It was always in the back of my mind. I always wanted to have a business that didn't rely on me. I could be gone. I could take vacations. But I also think it creates a healthy business too. You don't want a business that relies on just one person, including the owner.
No, that's a killer.
It's a killer.
That's a killer.
Yeah. And, I talk openly with my team, and I'm like, what do you guys want? You younger guys, when I retire, what do you want me to just sell this place? And, of course, I give everyone a nice little chunk of money, or
continue working.
Do you want to continue it? Everybody unanimously said they want to continue. So I said, okay.
And these are people that you've had for a long time.
Yes.
These are loyalty.
Our retention rate, this is something I'm really proud of. Our retention rate with employees is really high.
Good for you. That means it's a good company.
Yeah.
That means it's a good company.
We're good to them. They're good to us. And we have, when you hire, you have to be very picky. I always say I go with personality first.
Yeah.
In an interview.
What is and I think you just kind of told me right now, what is the best investment that you have done for your company?
Best investment?
And that could be hiring the right people, of course, which I think it's on your case. What you're telling me, you love your employees, and I think
love my employees.
That's kind of like a big.
They're like family.
Yeah.
All of them.
Okay.
All of them. We have I think about 35 to 40 employees. Our best investment. I'd have to go back to employees.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all about the people who work there that make it happen.
What is the biggest misconception that people get about your business, brother? When
Misconception? You have like a specific.
Well, like in regards, okay, like I see, and then you say you're a salesman, right?
Right.
You're a salesman. Is it? I think when you say a salesman, you go, you sell the product, and then you move on to the next project to sell the other product while you have your team attacking it. Is that how it will normally work, or
Kind of, but
Yeah.
I'm always involved throughout the course of the project.
why?
I think it's just good customer relations. Always stay involved. And then I have my team behind me. One thing I love is that once they get involved and the customer gets to know my team, they're very comfortable talking to them. They make things happen. You know, I'm always in the loop, always in the emails, piping in when I need to, getting on calls, meeting. We have a showroom. We do lots of meetings. But as far as a misconception, I would say a misconception just in general with the construction industry.
Yes.
I know we and a lot of our network that we work with, we work with a lot of the same general contractors, interior
Develop those
designers.
relationships.
I'm in lots of little groups, you know. Very honest people, hardworking people.
Yeah.
I know there are contractors out there who will get what they can for our project.
There's also real estate agents that are to get what they can.
Yes,
It
yes.
goes with that in every industry for sure.
Yeah.
That's like, what do you see the business in the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years? What is the plan?
Well, that mountain out there is a huge source of income.
That is, brother. The only reason why I have this office is so I can look at that mountain.
Yes.
And
Actually,
look
I
at those
see a
homes.
couple of the houses we're doing out there right now.
Is that right?
One of the biggest, big white way at the top.
So, for those of you who are watching this, I have a view of, I think that's one of the hottest pieces of land in Vegas.
There's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it.
Nothing in the ridges like that.
Nothing. And the views that you get from these homes and the kind of homes that I'm seeing here, it's phenomenal. I like to say that it's probably the best views in Vegas.
Oh,
without a doubt,
for sure.
Without a doubt. So you're working in that neighborhood. That's a great neighborhood. That's
we probably have a rotating 10 to 12 houses up there going on at all times.
At all times.
But eventually that mountain's going to be sold out, done. But
great view,
I'm confident there will be other opportunities.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure you. What is the? I have another question. I wrote some questions here, so bear with me. If you had to describe entrepreneurship in one word, what would that be? And it could be good or bad, brother, because what would that word be?
Determination. Raw determination. I'm going to do this.
Did you have, through all of these, brother, did you have any haters, doubters, family, friends?
It's such a lonely entrepreneurship.
Let's talk about
so
that because
lonely.
people don't get it.
No,
People
they
do
don't.
not get it.
No.
I like it when I'm having a bad day in business in regards, and I think I was talking to you at the gym the other day.
Yeah.
You know, one of these days when you just wake up and You turn to your left and it's a shit day. You turn to your right and it's a shit day, and you go, yeah. But at the same time, I think that people that have come to me and they say, well, Chris, you don't want, I don't want to see you that stressed. Maybe you should get another job. Or,
right.
and for me, it's like, no. Like, what do you mean? Like,
no, for me,
yeah,
I can't. I have to have my own thing. I have to be the boss, not in a bossy way. I just need to be the guy. I've always been that way. Since I was a little kid, I do my own thing.
So I was a musician by trade. My dad is a musician.
Yeah.
So I was working. I was playing around town, and here.
I want to interview you. Maybe we can do another one.
You can absolutely, brother. Believe my life is not as interesting as yours. You know how your life is full of successes. My life is full of failures. You know what I'm saying? But we're still at it. So I was a musician, and I was working at a music store, which is no longer around. Sam Ash Music. This music
I remember.
Sam Ash from New York, and I thought at the time where I was working, I was like, man, I'm living my dream. I'm playing guitar. I'm on the strip, which was one of my dreams, to play on the strip.
You were on the strip?
Yeah, I was playing, and I was.
Where were you playing?
I was like every lounge you can imagine.
That's awesome.
Some little shows here and there, and I was making a living as a musician, and I was traveling the world, and I was going on tour with some artists, and it was great. And then I was working at the time with at this music store, which allowed me to be in front of a lot of, like you mentioned earlier today, it's all about who you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that I'm really good at anything, really. It's just about I knew the right people, and I was respectful for the gig, and I started working on these things. And then in 2005, as I was working in this music store, I see this guy walk in, and this guy he's a European guy. Big shout out to Christopher Coleman. He's wearing the suit, and he's got 2 cell phones, driving a Mercedes, Rolex in one hand, and he's and I'm like, this guy, open chest, sunglasses, you know what I'm saying?
He was
he's
cool
just the
as
coolest.
hell.
Cool. I'm like, this guy is so cool, and he comes in and. In sales, especially if you're a musician, you always haggle. Hey, how much is this guitar? This guy comes in, how much is that bass? It's a couple of grand. He goes, great, take it to my car. And I was like, okay, I took it to the car, and he gives me a 20. Now I go, this guy is rolling, and he just helped me take it to the car, and he goes, I really like what you do, man. He goes, why don't you get your license and call me? You should sell real estate. Fuck this selling guitars. I go, okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened.
That's how this happened?
So the manager at the time, who he also came in, Steve Arnold. He was a believer in me. He's one of those guys like a mentor. He was always saying, hey, man, you're good with people. You should really sell something else. Yeah. So I mentioned to him. I said, listen, who happened to be his friend, Chris, came in and he kind of offered me a gig. And he goes, oh, you take that opportunity. At the time, this
cool.
guy was like the number 3 in Nevada. So I came in, and that's when I said the stupid shit. I go, I'll retire. Because I was doing really good, right? I retired at 34. But ever since then, and I've went through the ups and downs of every business owner, so self-employed. Mm-hmm. I when things go bad or when things are very stressful, I go, man, should I get a job? But brother, I found out I'm unhireable. I just can't handle it.
You're unhireable.
I'm unhireable. That's kind of like the situation. So yes, I just can't. The fact that somebody is going to tell me what to do, is highly.
Yeah.
However,
we would make terrible employees.
Horrible. Here's the funny part about it. I do believe in coaching. Mm-hmm. So I'm willing to pay somebody to tell me what to do, if that makes sense.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you have a coach?
I do. I have. My business exploded when I got a coach.
That's cool. Actually, mine did too.
Did it?
I wouldn't call him a coach. I mean, I guess he is a coach. He's an advisor.
Somebody.
3 years ago, he's been amazing for my business. Just look at my numbers. Setting up a bonus program for my people. it's made my business just explode.
It was 2018, and I remember I didn't have the team. I have a team now with 5 agents. My retention is also great, so I can relate to them.
That's
very
cool.
grateful for
That's
them.
good.
Especially on this business.
It doesn't surprise me.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. So I remember it was 2018, and it was July. In 2018, I had a 2005 Mercedes with the AC wasn't happening. Okay, the AC wasn't happening. And I remember
That's great. In Las
you know,
Vegas.
yeah, in Vegas, So I remember that I was working with this client, and I was looking at ways to look at new pillars and to find new ways to create more opportunities for me to sell more homes. Just like that's my job.
Yeah.
And I remember I was with this client, and I'll forever be grateful for this client because they drove me to the edge for me to go say, okay, I need a coach. It happens that I've been working for them for about a year, and I showed them some homes, and they're like, well, this is not what we like, Chris. I said, well, this is what you can afford. And within 2 seconds, they go, okay, well, let's just rent. And my world at that time just went like, because I was counting with that money.
Oh, yeah.
I was counting, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel,
So I remember that day I was so distraught and so.
You're counting on
I
that
was counting.
sale.
I was counting on that sale. I've been working for them for a year, and then I remember that day I was looking into coaching. I just didn't want to. Coaching could be expensive. Especially in real estate, advisors and stuff like that. And I remember I took a leap of faith, and I said, it was like my last money that I had. And I said, I need to do something. Otherwise, this is not going to work. I need to change my mind, whatever. So I called the guy on this July, have in mind.
How'd you find him?
I've been looking online, and I've been seeing some testimonials, and this guy kind of caught my attention, and I was on the fence. When that happened, he says, you get one free phone call from me. One free phone call. So I called the guy.
Guy values his time.
The guy, he goes, you want one free phone call, and then if you want, you'll commit. I was like, okay. So I what the fuck am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do? At the time, I was dealing with a lot of first-time home buyers, right? And I called him, and I explained to him what happened. I was working with this guy, and he goes, this is what I want you to do. He goes, even if you don't hire me, I want you to fire every first-time home buyer that you have. And I go, this guy is insane. I said, you're crazy. I was like, that's how I make a living. He goes, well, let me ask you this. How much time do you spend with a first-time home buyer? And I know my numbers very well. I go, well, 40 to 80 hours. He goes, if you spend 40 to 80 hours on the phone looking for new business, you don't think you'll get somebody? And then I said, okay. I said, all right, you're hired. So then, so now I'm calling, I call my dad. Have in mind, Brian, that at this time, I've been doing real estate for like a long time. Like, I'm not a new guy. Right. I've been,
it's even harder to take advice.
It's even worse. And then I remember I was talking to my dad, and my dad goes, Chris, you've been doing this for like 10 plus years. Like, what is this guy really, and you're spending this kind of money? Like, are you crazy? And I remember other agents were like, dude, I wouldn't. He goes, what are you talking about? That's insane. Brian, that mindset, that little switch of another point of view from somebody outside of your situation.
Just that concept. Yeah.
Boom. All of a sudden, I started 180. Started seeing more results, and I go, oh shit, okay. And I remember,
I love that.
I remember one time, and by the way, the same thing happened to me with the health coaching. I've been going to the gym for about a year with no results, and I said, man, I gotta save my time because I'm coming in here and I don't see the results that I like. Yeah. I hired a coach, and all of a sudden shit starts to work out, right? And it's just one of those things that you go, coachable. I will pay for somebody to tell me what to do because I've seen the results. Yeah,
it's valuable.
But as far for me to work for somebody else, that is going to be high. Although we have clients that we work for, right? I mean, sure. It's a little bit different. Yeah, you can always fire them. And they can always fire you.
They come and go.
Yeah, they come and go. So It's a thing, brother. After we talked about shops and what you do every day, what's you go to unplug?
What's my
To unplug from a long day of work? What is the one thing?
Gym.
The gym, baby.
I look for, and I think that's why I work out at the end of the day.
Yeah.
For some reason, and I love the gym.
Yeah.
I look forward all day. I pack my bag in the morning. It sits in my truck, and I'm having a hard day. I'm like, ooh,
You're gonna crush it today.
I'm gonna go crush it. It's my hour and a half. If you ask my wife, I'm there for 2.5 hours.
That's right. That's right.
I'm just gonna go in there, and it's gonna be my time for an hour and a half, and I'm gonna crank it out. I love it.
If you are, I love that too. By the way, I've become to love it. I didn't love it at the beginning, but now, and especially it's such a cool gym too. I mean, the people there are tremendous. Do you believe in balance? Because a lot of people say, well, you gotta have balance in life, and I don't believe that when you're starting a company or when you're doing something like you are at the beginning specifically. Is there such a thing as balance? I don't see it, brother, but you tell me.
I think you have to grow into balance. When you start a company, and I've had a lot of people over the years, approach me and say, hey, I want to start this and I want to do that. And I'm always very encouraging. I love it. I love other entrepreneurs and I love sharing my experiences, but I do not hold back telling them what it'll take. It's going to take every fiber of your being.
How about?
And the balance comes later. Like right now, in the stage of my life and my company, I have great balance. I can leave for 2 weeks if I want.
Yeah.
And things are going to.
But that wasn't always like that.
No,
especially when you were at the beginning. That's one of the things I tell my agents. The ones who want it, they see it the way you do.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't micromanage people. You need to train your people, and know that they're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
And but you can't micromanage. If you want a good balance in life, you can't micromanage. And then it's hard.
Well, brother, I was gonna say I don't know about that. I mean, I was talking to one of my agents the other day, and it's like the daily struggle, right? I was talking to the owner of the company, and I called him the other day, and we're talking. He had some questions that I needed to answer, and we were talking about the team and my job. One of my sources of income is to recruit agents to work for me. Mm-hmm. With that comes a lot of responsibility because everybody who wants to come in wants to be a millionaire. They want to. If you ask them how much do you want to make your first year, 100,000. Is it, brother? I guarantee you. I asked 20 people, 100,000. Is that how much you want to start? Okay, that only took me 20 years to do, but that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, all right, yeah. So 100,000, but when and it's a great number to have. Yeah. Realistically, if you look at the who makes 100,000, brother. Like I see the numbers. Not that many. You know what I'm saying? Like not that many people have it. But what I found out is most people are not willing to do what is required for them to do X. Therefore, there is no balance at the beginning. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning, you say it now that but I think for most people that maybe if they see your daily life, you may work too much.
Yeah, that's true.
If you know what I'm saying, like if you look at the people that are looking for balance, that's kind of like the point. Tell us a normal day in Brian's life as a business owner and as a CEO of your company, brother. What's your daily situation? What is your daily task, or do you even have a daily task situation at this point?
Of course, it varies, but typically I get into the office, and I review things. So I'll get a a design packet. I've already, met with customers or me and my team, and they'll do the designs, do the proposal. I'll review everything, redline, and so I'll do a few of those in the morning and give them back, and maybe have a client meeting, maybe in our showroom, maybe on site.
Are you still very much involved in sales yourself?
Yeah, I still am. Yeah.
Do you consider that micromanaging?
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean? Brother, listen.
You know how it is. It's probably the last thing that I'm going to really let go. I do have help in sales.
I think I'm a salesman at heart. Mm-hmm. Before this, I was mentioning, I was selling guitars. And when I was on stage, I was selling dreams. So I was selling something, brother, Yeah. So I think sales is if you can sell, I think you can survive. Yeah. If you have that personality, if you have that drive and that, resilience of just telling.
The crazy thing is, I never thought I'd be a salesperson. I never dreamed. When I was a little kid, I wasn't like, I'm going to be a sales guy.
I don't think anybody does, brother. I don't think.
And to this day, I don't consider myself a sales guy, even though that's mainly what I do.
What do you mean? Like, because you're just providing a service that you like.
I'm just providing a service.
Right.
And I'm just telling people how I'd like to provide them the service.
That's interesting. Well, also,
I don't feel like I'm selling them anything.
Well, let's talk about a little bit about that, because I think there's a misconception when people say salesman. I had an agent that says, well, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be a car salesman. And I go, no, you do want to be salesy. Not to the point that like I'm trying to sell you and close you on it. You don't have to be a closer, but you do want to go into an appointment and say, I'm the guy. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you why I'm the guy.
I assume the sale. Always.
Okay.
Always. I'm already doing your job. I don't care if you sign the contract.
You're doing your gig.
We're doing the work.
That's a good way of coming in.
I would be shocked if you came to me and say, no, we're going with someone else.
What is your closing rate then? I mean, it's high. That's a pretty good closing rate.
It is high.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's different ways we get our work, but if it's a face-to-face thing, our hit ratios way up there.
Sure.
When we're just doing bids, we're just sent a design package, just bid it. Those are much lower. But when we can get someone into our showroom, see what we do, talk about what we do, it's very high.
And you also mentioned that you don't do any advertising on your thing. That's, brother, that it's the quality. That's great.
But like I said, it comes with you have to do a good job. Literally 100%
of the time.
We almost never get angry customers. Almost never. It's very rare.
And by the way, you have a very hard gig, because I've dealt with clients, especially on the higher end, where they're buying let's say a new build. They're spending $2-3 mil, brother. They want what they want, and they get. You know what I'm saying? So they could be very demanding in something as personal as you designing their home or you construction something that the designer gave you.
Sure.
Have you had any experiences where it goes a little? The clients.
I've been doing it so long that I know how to design and how to communicate. You got to meet expectations, and I think we've just developed a really good way of communicating through design and through our contracts. This is exactly what you're getting. There's no gray area. It's the gray areas, though.
It's always the misconception, the misunderstanding, brothers.
Back to what you were saying about high-end clients.
Yeah.
For me, in my experience, it's not the clients that are up here that are give me problems. It's the one
It's always,
right
brother.
about here.
It's by the way, that's always that's the case on everything.
Yeah, it's the clients that work very hard for their money, so to speak.
Well, now that you understand my coach when he said you have to fire every first time buyer.
Yes.
Kind of like
Yes,
it's the same kind of principle.
Same concept. Yeah.
By the way, I do love my first time buyers. You can call me all the time. I'm just saying.
Me too.
Yeah. Let's just.
You've never redone your kitchen before.
100%. But you know that's interesting because I think that applies with a lot of industries where time is more valuable for people that have a higher net worth. Therefore, they're just like, okay, let's just get this done. Let's pay for what it is, for the quality that we want and we expect, and that's what it is. You're 100% right on that. The clientele does changes a little bit, brother. What is one to close this? What is one message that you would give an entrepreneur in today's environment that is having a bad time right now? Because we're living in a very different time economically.
Yeah, we are.
A lot of noise is out there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you tell those guys that are starting their own businesses? They're probably going to be listening to this and be very inspired for all of the things that you have done. What is that one message if you could give to anybody who's starting?
Well,
or who's going through something right now?
I'll start with something a little bit more scientific, and that is know your numbers.
Okay.
You got to know your numbers. Know where you're at. Know where you need to be. And monthly, check your budget versus actual. Where's your revenue? Are you really making money, or is your cash flow just really good right now?
Super important.
It's so important.
Super important.
Yeah.
Super important.
You can tell this is from experience. Especially in the construction industry, you can get a bunch of deposits in, and your bank is full, and not making your margins on your jobs, and so you're really not making money.
I think you just described my last quarter. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So know your numbers. Know how it all works, and so that's one thing. Be honest in business. I've never seen a situation where dishonesty is a good thing. It's never a good thing.
Yeah.
People will smell dishonesty from a mile away.
Yeah, 100%.
Be honest with your clients.
100%.
I try to be as honest with my clients as possible. You know, that doesn't mean you have to tell them every little detail. But
Sure.
Tell them what they need to know.
Brother, thank you so much for your time, man. This was a
Absolutely.
great talk.
Thank you.
You dropped some bombs of information, and I really appreciate your time. And let's do this again, brother.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
All right, Chris.